How do I get an agent? Is having an agent completely necessary? What should I expect when I go in to see an agency? How do I submit myself to agencies? How does having an agent help my career? Hey everyone, I'm Chris Anderson, full-time model and actor for the last 6 years. And in this episode, I'm telling you guys how to find a modeling agency or an acting agency and how to get signed or submit yourself. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you can. I really want to get my channel up in the YouTube algorithm. Before we get started, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm really trying to get my YouTube channel up in the algorithm so that I can help more people and reach more people with this content. Let's start off by saying agents are not managers. They're not your babysitters. They're not going to pay you for doing nothing or for just developing yourself. That's your job. An agency is more like a lead generation funnel. They're going to be reaching out to clients. They're going to be putting your product in front of people who you are going to have to submit to and close the deal. Just because you have an agency does not mean you will make money. When you get paid from work, your agency will get 20% of a non-union job and usually 10% of a union job. To answer the question if an agency is necessary, it's a yes and no. No, if you've already got a product, you already know what you're doing, and you've already got kind of a stash of clients. I personally have gone freelance before and I've made plenty of money doing it, but it is a lot harder to vet your clients and to navigate the vagaries of the industry when you don't have someone like an agency backing you who's got lawyers and reads all the contracts and everything for you. It makes the process a lot easier to have an agent for that reason. When you have an agent, like I just said, they will kind of back you, they will really push for you, and a lot of times they'll do a lot of negotiating, so they can be very helpful, especially if you have a good agency that communicates with you and with your needs. They'll contact clients or they'll contact production companies and they'll tell them, hey, we can't do this job for this rate. They'll try and negotiate a higher rate, not only for you, but for themselves as well, because they get paid that 20%. Sometimes agencies can hurt depending on what type of contract you sign. So in Florida, we're a right to work state. If you signed a exclusive contract in Florida, then you're kind of screwing yourself because there's really no way that you're going to book all the jobs with an exclusive contract with an agency, unless that agency has you as one of their favorites. Around here, in my experience, when you sign an exclusive contract with an agency, you kind of just cut yourself off from all the other agencies. Each agency has its own private clients. So even though a lot of these agencies are submitting to the same clients through casting networks or different casting systems, they still have their private clients. For me personally, in Florida, I have about 6 agencies, and each one of them has their own private clients. If I get submitted to the same jobs through multiple clients, I make sure to keep track of that and spread this out evenly so I'm not favoring one agency over the other, because like I said, they all have their own private clients and they're all working equally as hard. And for me personally, I really want to make sure that all of my agencies are making money off of my product. So now to the part you've all been waiting for. How do you get an agent? After you've gotten some headshots, you've started doing some photo shoots, and you've got a little bit of experience, you can then start taking your photos and your portfolio that you've acquired, and you can send it into agencies. A lot of times you can do this through the web, or sometimes they'll have open calls. Now with COVID and everything, I'm not sure about the open calls, but a lot of times they'll do this through the website, or they'll do Zoom calls for interviews and things like that. But you'll want to have fresh digitals, you'll want to have good headshots and a decent portfolio that they can start marketing. When you're looking at agencies to submit to, I would look for agencies that are missing your product. So if you have a very classic look and you want to go to a certain agency and that agency has already a bunch of guys that look similar to you, then you're just going to be another drop in the bucket. Whereas if you go to a newer, maybe a smaller agency or something that's got a little bit more of a niche market, and you ask them, then you'll be the only guy or the only girl with your look in their book. And that's going to be beneficial to you for their private clients as well as when they submit you to the bigger clients. So even after you've submitted to some agencies, you still want to vet them. After you go through the process of submitting all your stuff, they'll probably send you an email, give you a phone call, something like that. They'll want to set up an interview. So do your research on the background of this agency, whatever you can find. Try and find the Instagrams or the social media of some of the people that are on their boards, because you can oftentimes contact them and ask them what their experience has been with the agency. A lot of times you'll get some pretty honest answers. But you'll want to do all of your research before you go into the door, so you know what you're getting yourself into and you have an idea before you talk to them if you really want to pursue a spot with their agency. If you get a weird vibe during your interview with the agent, just leave. Trust me, it doesn't get better. I've had plenty of interviews with agencies in person that have been very creepy, and they've asked for way too much. In the beginning, you're kind of like, this is just part of the industry. I'm just uncomfortable. But if they're asking for things that you're just super uncomfortable with, just say no. Of course, you're gonna have to kind of come out of your comfort zone, but everyone knows where the line is. I mean, I think by now we all kind of get it. So just protect yourself. And if you get a weird vibe, just say no, sorry, I'm not interested anymore. Thank you, goodbye. If you decide that you want to sign with this agency, be sure that you read your contract. Before you sign anything and give anything back to them, read the contract entirely and make sure you know exactly what their responsibilities are, what your responsibilities are, how the pay scale works, what they're getting in percentage as a commission for booking you work and submitting you jobs, and what they are charging you, if they're charging you anything for any services or web fees or e-portfolios or development. I've seen all sorts of random fees that show up on contracts from these agencies who are just trying to scam people out of money before they get any jobs for these talent. By now, you're probably feeling pretty confident that you can go and walk into an agency knowing exactly what you're going to do, and you think that you can just kind of negotiate your contract right away and everything. But remember, check your ego. You're still new. So you probably don't know as much as you think you do. You just feel a little overconfident. Remember, if you don't have a resume and you don't have a product or a reel or anything for them to market, you don't really have any leverage. So if something looks off, it probably is, but don't be a jerk about it. Simply say, no thank you, I appreciate your time, and I will decline this contract. As a quick bonus, my suggestion and the way that I've done things, I've been with big agencies and I've been with small agencies. And in my opinion, going with a big agency when you first start out can either be really great or really bad, because they're going to have a lot of talent already. You're just going into a giant pool, and if you don't start making money right away, then you just basically become a number, and they're going to start collecting fees off of you and getting paid for doing nothing for you. So a lot of times these smaller boutique agencies are submitting to the exact same clients, and they even have some of their own private clients. And as those agencies grow, you're going to grow with those agencies. So bear in mind when you're looking at agencies that sometimes the biggest ones, the most popular ones that seem to be booking all these, major celebrities and everything, aren't the best. Thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And leave in the comments any questions, anything that you have to input on this video. I'd love to hear your input and give me some suggestions for what to do on the next video. Thanks, guys.